So I guess this whole thing started the morning of November 12th, 2016, when my roommate decided to go to the grocery store, which was not our usual habit. So she came back that afternoon with bags full of food, but the most exciting thing to me was these dinosaur chicken nuggets that I hadn't had in so long. And it was such a large part of my childhood that I was just immediately attached, you know? When you see something you love and your heart feels it. I should have known then that disaster was about to hit.
Right here is a stegosaurus. That's Latin for roofed lizard, distinguished by the big plates on its back and the tail. I am not a fan of dino nuggets for the singular reason that they are highly inaccurate. And also I think it's very disturbing to mold the descendants of dinosaurs, the grandchildren one would say, into their ancestors. You see, birds are living dinosaurs. Dinosaurs evolved into birds. So every time you eat a chicken, you're technically eating an avian dinosaur. No, dinosaurs probably didn't taste like chicken.
So we had to use the community freezer. And I was worried about it. I was, you know. You don't just do that.
Very cold. Below 32 degrees Fahrenheit, I think some would say. A lot of half-eaten Ben & Jerry's in there. A lot of discarded Post-it notes from those half-eaten Ben & Jerry's. Other than that, yeah, I didn't have much experience with the freezer.
So we went down to the freezer with our bags in hand and a Sharpie to write on the bags, you know, this belongs to Grace and Audrey, room 302, do not take. And I thought that was clear enough, you know?
I thought it was mostly like just a free-for-all, really. Just anyone would go in there, take anything they wanted.
You assume your wishes will be respected, which I guess you just can't these days. You just can't trust anyone. The last thing I remember was I made a couple of the chicken nuggets, you know. I was hungry that night and I just needed a few, so I made like 3. You know, and then I put them back in their bag, and then that's the last I ever saw them. So I guess the next thing that happened was the next day when I went to make some taquitos. I wasn't even thinking about the chicken, you know. That was so far from my mind. I just assumed they would always be there. But I opened the door and the whole bag was just gone. There was no evidence. The bag wasn't even in the trash can. They were just gone. And all I could think was, what kind of monster would do this? What kind of person could do that, you know? Read something that says do not steal and then proceed to steal it without even thinking about the people who had spent money and gotten attached and just wouldn't have their food, you know? We're hungry. We're in a state of hunger, and we realize that our nuggets are gone. It was devastating.
You know, if you're putting something in the freezer, if you're leaving it there, it's a wild world, man. You don't know these kids from all over the place. Who can you trust, really? That's on you, I think. I mean, if we can learn anything from the dinosaurs, it's that you can be gone just like that.
Hello, privileged members of the Queen's Court Facebook page. I write this post with tears in my eyes and a fire that cannot be quenched in my soul. Not to mention a stomach devoid of dino chicken nuggets and taquitos. I would just like to say that if something is in the freezer or fridge and is clearly labeled as private property, it would be really neato if that were to be respected. I don't think you understand how dependent my life and happiness is on said dino chicken nuggets. Whoever may have enjoyed this lovely meal, please be so kind as to consider paying room B302, as we are some seriously broke bishops who spent their very little money on frozen delicacies. Thank you and good night.
What kind of you feeling? Sad? Mournful? Distraught?
No, just yourself.